If you're a heating and air conditioning technician or even a salesperson, what do question tags have to do with your sales process and scripting, and why does it matter? This is a fantastic question. I'm Scott Silvermill, coming to you live for HVAC Technician Sales Secrets on a perfect day to talk about sales and business and a fantastic day to talk about you. Okay, we are on this path of talking about making your sales script more conversational. And in the conversation, we have talked about verbal fillers. That's where you say and ah and and you like and you know. We've talked about back channeling, and back channeling is this. This is where in the conversation you say, oh, I hear you, I got you, I understand. Question tags are actually a little bit different. Question tags sometimes are a rhetorical question. Sometimes they might be considered a tie down. That's interesting, isn't it? Right? That is a question tag. That is an interaction that I may have with you. So it may be that we are sitting down having a conversation about horses on the beach, which is quite amazing, right? That is a question tag. That makes the conversation that we're having and we're talking about through the sales process, one, kind of get a feel for where you're at, two, kind of get a soft interaction of what's going on and how we're having this conversation. And so what happens is when you leave out verbal fillers, when you leave out back channeling, and when you leave out question tags, what you're left with is a script. What you're left with is a word-for-word mechanical process, and that's how it feels. And so if you have a client or a buyer that goes, hey, Scott, stop being a sales guy and have a conversation with me, right? This is the like super strong eye contact. Stop being a sales guy and have a conversation with me. Chances are pretty good you didn't realize that you were 100% on script and you didn't have any off-script capability. You didn't have any feel for the interaction that you were having with the buyer, right? See, like the perfect example of a question tag of coming back in, or a verbal filler, back channeling and coming back and checking in and saying, hey, what's going on? And that's a pretty easy thing to do, is it not? You really need to figure out what kind of questions that you're asking. Everybody's staring at the horses that are over here, right? Everybody's looking at the horses. You really do need to figure out what your question tags are, what your go-to question tags are, so that you make sure that you put them into your sales process. If you're brand new to sales, sit down, record one of your conversations with a friend, talk about one of your hobbies, talk about a sport, talk about something you're super interested in. Take that recording, drop it into something like otter.ai and have it transcribed. And look at the question tags of the people that you interact with, and look at your own question tags. Look at the way that you're having the conversation with people. Look at the way that you're interacting. And here's what happens. When you have a sales slump, when you struggle, one of the things that happens is you go on script, meaning that you are robotic and you're like word for word, and you're not off script, meaning that you interject like a freaking human being. Okay, so you have verbal fillers, right? Like, and, yeah. You've got, I hear you, which is back channeling, I got you. And then you've got the question tags, which is like, right? I'm trying to do this on purpose to make this feel like this is a real conversation and it doesn't just seem like it's a video for you to consume and for you to watch. Isn't that cool? Right? So now I'm using a question tag, but it's gonna feel like a tie down. So like you look at the old school sales process and they talk about these things, they being the old school trainers, talk about tie downs, like isn't it, wasn't it, shouldn't it, couldn't it, wouldn't you, don't you like it? If you use too much of this, right, you just need to sprinkle it in. If you use too much of this, you will create some self-sabotage because the people are like, oh my goodness, did you just go to a sales training? Did you just go to 1950? Did you just go to this place where like, I don't need this. I just need you to have a conversation with me. We need to have some fun, but you are over the top. You got one of three things to do from here. Just one of three. Find the subscribe button, click on it, and every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. 2, hit follow. 3, you know what you got to do. Share this video with a friend. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.